So I read the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, and I learn best when I talk through a concept out loud. So if this is valuable for just one other person, then I think it'll be worth it. So Outliers has one core concept throughout the entire book that I learned a lot from, and it's called the Matthew effect. Now, in short, the Matthew effect is cumulative advantage meets opportunity meets luck. And to illustrate this point, he shares the example of Bill Gates. And when Bill Gates was young, he happened to go to a school that had computers that almost no other school at the time had, which gave him the skills and the passion to enjoy computers and to like it. So eventually, when he was in the time of his life when he'd be able to start working, there was opportunities with computers and software that he just happened to have unique skills to act on, and the market just happened to align, which led him to build Microsoft and go on all the other many things that he did. Now, of course, it's more complicated than that. He goes through tons of examples of athletes, of business people, entrepreneurs, of writers, and on and on and on about how people love something. They dedicate themselves to it, they get better, they're passionate, but they have to have luck and the right situation and the right group of people and the right market conditions in order to really make it stand out. And another example is an athlete who just so happened to have their great performance when a scout was watching. And the difference was that scout pulled them into an academy when they were 12 years old. And this academy then allowed them to develop their skills more and more until the time that they were 16, 17. They were so far ahead of other people that they simply couldn't catch up. And the famous example that he shares of this is the age example in hockey in Canada, where if you take an average, they do it by year, so January to December, so meaning if you're born in January, you're going to be the oldest and therefore the biggest when you're playing hockey. And he hypothesizes, and data does back this up, that when you're older, when you're 8 years old, 9 years old, trying out for these competitive teams, the people who are born in January versus born in August have 8 months of advantage, which at the time, when you're only 8 years old, is like a little under, around 10% of your life. So they're bigger on average, faster on average, and they perform better on average. So what you find is that when you go to the major leagues, there's a huge disproportionate number of people born in the earlier months of the year. And that's simply, you could be absolutely amazing, but you're born in December and you try out when you're 8 years old and you're playing against somebody 11 months older than you. So they have 3 inches taller, 3 inches on you, but don't take that the weird way. And it can lead to such a huge advantage. And what this really made me take away from this book is you have to be unrelentingly dedicated to something, but you can't be outcome based because it's simply luck. You can have 5 amazing business people, and just because they picked different industries and different opportunities came up, one of them got to this level, one of them was, and they all were at different levels, but they all worked just as hard or had the same skill sets. And I think you don't need to read the whole book if you understand that core concept and really internalize it. And it means a lot to me. So if this was valuable for anybody, let me know. I want to hear your thoughts. Have you read this book or one similar? And did you enjoy it? What did you learn? Take care.